Run through a little bit of endurance tack kind of knowledge for you guys, because I guess it's one of the most different things about endurance is that our tack is quite different from the traditional sports of dressage, show jumping and eventing. Saddles are very, very kind of unique. You'll see anything from literally a general purpose like Wintec or Thorogood saddle, a dressage saddle, some people use jumping saddles. I've got a boa, which is technically for eventing, and this is a show jumping panel, and I've also got two free and easies. Loads of common ones are like podium and setsi, and they're more like cavalry saddles, so they're literally just this top portion and they've got no sides, just stirrups and girth straps. But really, for endurance, you don't need a specialist saddle, you just need a saddle that fits really, really well and doesn't cause any issues for your horse. And for me, I like something that's kind of really adaptable, and you can fit it quite regularly as your horse changes and muscles up. The general consensus for saddles is that it's whatever goes, but there is more consensus when it comes to bridles and breastplates and stuff. So most endurance tack you'll see is made of biothane. It's kind of a plasticky material. Azids is like a shiny one, but you can also get a matte biothane, which is a little bit more pliable, a little bit softer. Fingers crossed soon, I'm saving up for Qantas to have one made of the really nice soft stuff, obviously in blue and white, because at the moment he's using my spare tack. So this is one type of headpiece. I'll show you the other type on Tizzy. It starts with a head collar, so this is part of the bridle. The reason they come in two pieces is that endurance horses have to come into the vet gate and the clock is running for us to untack, cool our horse down, get the heart rate under 64 and get into the vetting. So we jump off, the crew puts the lead rope on the head collar, and you want to get the bit off straight away. You don't want to be faffing around with getting like the whole bridle off and then putting a head collar on, because you're in a vet gate full of like hundreds of horses and you don't want horses getting loose and stuff. So this is the first section of the bridle. It looks like a normal head collar on. Now I'm going to run you through, this is kind of the way I would tack up as well, so the order I would put things on. I would go headpiece, saddle, then I put the breastplate on. The biggest difference with the breastplates with endurance tack is the clip that goes over the withers. Again, this is for speed purposes. We don't want to be taking the breastplate over the top and having to run the lead rope through it, and literally everything is clips, and that is for speed. So you just unclip over the neck and then clip onto the saddle. So the other thing about the endurance breastplates, in some kind of normal leather breastplates have this, is that instead of a loop we have a clip, and again this is for speed, but also because that loop creates an area of pressure if you don't have a girth that has the little clips that you can put down in the middle. So literally under the legs and clip on there, and everything is nice and secure. The next bit is the headpiece and the reins. So just pop them over the top. Basically with the headpiece, I've got some padding on the top here that the head collar velcros into. You can have it any way you want. All these bridles are made bespoke, so if you've got a horse that has problems with pole pressure, the people that make these will make sure that it comes back, and basically you have whatever you want. You can also get high-vis ones that's really cool for hacking on the roads. All the bits I have are miler bits. I just think they're a really nice mouthpiece, and so far all my horses have gone really well in them. Azid doesn't need really the strength of a pelham, but he just seems to like it in his mouth more than the snaffle and other bits that I've used. Okay, so that's the headpiece on, and now we have to attach it. So it's in a good position. Let's just put this curb chain on. So you've got these little poppers on the brow band, and you just pop the head collar in, pop it up, and then I've got a little velcro piece, and I undo this on the horse as I'm going. You just pop that on. So the other really cool thing about our tack is that if your crew have got caught out on course and you're coming into a vet gate, so no one's there with your lead rope and ready to help you, is that your reins just clip off and they can turn into your lead rope. So I would unclip like that. I would have already taken the Velcro off the top whilst I was riding, unpop the bit, make sure, I don't usually take the curb chain off because it just slides, but, and you just slide that off, and then without much faff and without any help or any danger of losing him in the vet gate, I've got a lead rope and a horse on a head collar. The other thing that I would really recommend for an endurance rider is having identity tags on the bridle and the saddle. For obvious reasons, I don't want everyone having my phone number. Mine are on the other side, so I've got a big one on the saddle. And make sure, if you've got endurance tack, that you put the tag on the head collar piece, so that when you take off the bit, that you've still got the identity tag on your horse. So when you're out on course, we're in some big open areas, we're covering a lot of space on the loop. You could be up to 40 kilometres, maybe even more away from the venue. And you really want, if you fall off and you part company and someone finds your horse, you really want a way of them contacting you. Make sure that the number that's on your tags is either the phone that's on you or the phone that's on your crew. There's no point having the phone in like a saddle pack, so your horses run off and they're ringing, and once they've rung they realise that they're ringing the saddle. The second type of endurance bridle is this one. So this is Tizzy's. Normally across here would be a brow band, but as you can see on Tiz, she's got some TMJ arthritis, so she's got like a big bump here and here on both sides. It's just uncomfortable for her to have a brow band, so we've got one without. Again, it's just a simple head collar to start with. Good girl. Get your mane in the right place. And this is slightly different, that it has kind of like the throat lashes slightly separate. I know, Whistle. And then the bit is just two bit hangers, the cheek pieces, and they clip onto the head collar. So in we go. And then they clip on there. There we go. So these were kind of one of the first style of reins I had. They're a slightly different connection, so they come open like this. What I've actually found, this is really good for breastplates, but when they're on a bit, they can be really easily pushed and come off, and there has been an occasion where I have lost my reins. There was no drama, she was fine, she knows what she's doing, she doesn't really need me anyway. But yeah, so I'd always have the other clips now on the reins. Again, the reins come off, you can turn them into a lead rope. As you're going along, you can unclip. Can I have the bit, please? Take the bit out. Oh, you're disgusting, gonna have to clean that. And then you've got reins and a lead rope again. The other great thing about endurance Biothane tack, and it's the reason that we do use Biothane, because we're doing kind of loops of 100, not loops of 160 kilometres, loops of up to 40 kilometres for 160 kilometres. So if it was leather, it would sweat up and get quite dirty quite quickly, and you really don't have time in a vet gate to get all your saddle soap out and oil it. So what you can do with this, put it in a bucket of water. You wouldn't do that with your leather stuff, would you? And it's literally, give it a clean, dunk it in there, ready to go on the next loop. People also do this, and if I had a dishwasher, I would. You can put it in a dishwasher on a low heat, and it comes up really nicely. Some people, maybe including me, I put it in like a pillowcase bag with a few kind of numbness and stuff for some padding, and I put it in the washing machine at 30. It comes up nice and sparkly.